We are Sarájanée and Annacrizelda, and this is Everything and No Less, the podcast where your favorite long-distance best friends talk about everything, from women's sports to Marvel movies to things we love, hate, and everything in between.
Good morning. Hey, y'all. Afternoon, whatever time you're listening.
Whatever time you're listening, hello. So we want to comment on one listener note that we received. Hello to our fans. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. And this fan writes, "You guys are so funny." And we are so funny. So thank you, listener. If you have comments, if you have comments about our show, please go ahead and leave us a note. We love to see it.
Wonderful. We are funny. What are things that made us laugh this week? A lot of things. Probably you. What made you laugh this week, or has anything?
Yeah, so when I was preparing for our pod today, I came across some lists. You might have seen these lists. They're all over the internet. Questions to ask your bestie so that you guys can get closer to each other. And I came across one question that really made me laugh that I think that we should talk about. Sarájanée, if you were a ghost, how would you haunt people?
What does it say that my first thought was like it depends on the person, and that I have ideas come to mind based on like who you are. Like my friends, y'all are gonna know it's me because I'm gonna turn your TV on at like 2:00 in the morning, wake you up.
So scary. Your friends? That is so scary. Why would you do that?
I'm gonna put it on like Sports Center or a show that we watch together, so you know it's me.
Gosh.
Or maybe not 2:00 in the morning, but just like your TV or something is randomly gonna come on, or like music will start playing. I think that's fun. For like folks at work that maybe I'm not always as fond of, is that a nice way to say that? I'm gonna do things like not gonna jam the printer, but just have it not respond. You know, when you're trying to click a printer and it's like, printer's still asleep, printer's still asleep. I'm gonna have it do that for like 5 minutes. Just like little inconveniences, that kind of thing. What are others? I feel like I have some from my partner in particular, but why don't you share a couple of friends?
Yeah, so I think the main thing I would do is oversalt people's food. Like, wouldn't that be scary? You're like, I swear to God I didn't salt this. And now it's so salty. That's what I would do. And I think people would know it's me because I love salt. I eat salt on everything. I eat salt on fruit. I think that's like a Southeast Asian thing, is what I've been told. But yes, I would oversalt people's food.
Oh, that's really smart. I think I kind of like that. That's like very ingenious. As you say that, like, see, I like the universals. That's an easier approach, right? So that as a ghost, you're not spending all of your time haunting. I'm just way too detail oriented. Like I'm giving like specific things that are gonna like. I want you all to know it's me. Like,
I don't like how you have like tears. I don't like how you have...
Our friend Camille, I'm gonna turn up the like heat in her house because she hates being hot.
So we keep it that to her.
75 degrees. So she knows it's me. For you, I'm gonna like, what am I gonna do for you? The first thing is like retribution. And so there's gonna be like, you're gonna be drinking your water, then halfway through it's gonna, like at the bottom, it's gonna be tequila. So when you go to like finish your water and that is for all of the times. Well, you know what it's for, so that's fine. What else?
Wow. You're a very vindictive ghost.
Maybe, but it's like really, it's affectionate. It's meant like well-intentioned. Like my brother.
I gotta die first. I can't live through that. I can't live through it.
I feel like for Aiden, I'm gonna make sure like both sides of his pillow stay warm.
That's horrible. Oh my God.
But I'll also try to make sure that like, I don't know, somehow really beautiful sunrises come into all of your lives.
Wow.
Like you wake up just in time to see the sunrise, and then you can go back to sleep gently if you want. sweet things
You're
too.
you're a very dedicated ghost.
I think that's what that tracks. Like I think that's on brand.
It is. It's very on brand for you.
I'm gonna want you all to know it's me.
But I gotta die first. I can't live through that. That's too much.
I would only do it once, only like once or twice. I would keep it very fresh, I think. Pretty creative.
Oh my god.
That's a good question.
That's so funny. Yeah, I feel like I don't know that I know you better after that, but I do now know that you would be exactly as you were in death as you were in life.
Consistency is key.
It is
Consistency is a major key. That is a life philosophy of mine, so whatever that
great.
says. Maybe it's affirming.
Sarájanée, what's something that gave you the ick this week?
So, like, why are there always so many things? I'm trying really hard. They're just like gym icks, like people just leaving their towels. Like, if you're going to use a towel and they just drop it on the floor. Ugh. People that don't wipe down the machines before or after. Ugh. Like, it just disgusts me. It disgusts me. I can't. Oh, you know what one was? Like, we went to a Brown Bag Seafood, a really good seafood restaurant. I'm not sure. I think it's a chain, but I don't know how big they are. And this person walked in with their huge, super fluffy dog and just sat at a table with their dog, not a service animal, no tags, like, or none of the indicators in sight. And I was like, this is wildly inappropriate. You know that dog is shedding. Either the staff are gonna have to try to clean it up, or you're just out here like in what is essentially a common eating space with dog fur everywhere. And it was like very energetic. It was a very cute dog, but I was just like, this is not appropriate for this particular establishment. It's like a smaller restaurant. That gave me the ick, because I was like, we got to get our food and go. I can't do this in here. I can't.
That restaurant is really small.
Right?
We went there when I visited Chicago, and to have a dog in there is
And not even just like any dog, but like a big furry dog. It was like at my hip height. So that gives you like size orientation, right? Like, it's not cool. That gave me the ick. Service animals only, please. Come on, folks.
Yeah, someone who doesn't bring their dog anywhere because they are terribly behaved. I support that. No giant dogs in small spaces.
Not where food is involved, because it's like open kitchen too, and so I'm just like, my imagination was running wild. I was like, there's just fur just flying right over where they're making that delicious salmon. I don't love it. Didn't like that at all. No, thank you. What gave you the ick this week?
Oh my gosh. Well, to go back to gym icks, there are a couple people in our gym who, so you know, at the gym, the music is like playing. There's like gym music playing. So there is like this guy who comes in and he works out. He does two things that give me the ick. The first is that he brings his own Bluetooth speaker and blasts it. So with different music, obviously, than is playing in the gym. So if you're within a 5-foot radius of him, you get to hear his terrible music as well as the gym's music. And it is the most overstimulating experience.
I'm sure.
It's too much. Yeah. It's far too much. And the second thing that he does in the gym is I swear to God, he gets there at like 7 a.m. and he's there till 10, and he's just like talking to people. He's just going up to people and talking to them.
Do not talk to me.
Don't talk to me. And to his credit, he's never gone up to me and Eric, and I think we give big leave me alone energy out into the world, which is our goal. But we just look at him going from person to person, just talking to them. I'm like, that is ick to me.
It is. It's so disruptive. Like, and I understand maybe trying to make friends or just be cordial. Like, maybe it's more than just an exercise outing for this person, but like, no.
Hours.
No.
Hours.
It's like, do you know it takes me so much to get to the gym every time, even on like days when I have more energy. Do not. I'm trying to get in and I'm trying to get out. Do not throw me off. I can't handle the socialization. Like, I don't need it.
Don't. You know, I have an idea. I had this idea when we were working out one time. If you would like to socialize, the gym should set up like happy hours
Yes.
at like a second location that are organized by like what time you go to the gym. So if you're like a 5 a.m. person, you have a happy hour. If you are like an 8 a.m. person, you have a happy hour. And if you go to the happy hour, it means that you want to socialize with people at the gym
Yes.
who also go at that time. And then you
Yes.
can opt into that relationship at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
But if you don't go to the happy hour, then that means you should be left alone.
Right. I think that's very reasonable. I think that's brilliant. Everybody can get what they need when they need it. And yes, just more boundaries. More boundaries. More quiet time, you know? Like,
Yeah.
yes, we all need connection, but it doesn't have to come at the cost of like personal space, individual or independent time, quiet time. You've heard me say this a bunch. We're always on this like, speak up. Everybody needs to say something. No. We need a lot more people to start being quiet. Like, we need a quiet movement. We need a quiet movement. Don't say that thing that's in your head. It's like, keep it there. Keep it there, or take it to your text thread. Text it to yourself if you don't have somebody to talk to, but like,
Text it to yourself is wild.
quiet down. I text myself all the time.
Do you really?
Like little notes, things I want to remember, recipes, sometimes affirmations. But
You don't
like,
put it in the notes app?
I mean, yes, but sometimes I want to be able to see it like in my threads. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't like a busy notes app. Like I like my notes section to be like 7 or 8 notes or less.
That
I don't like to
tracks.
have to scroll a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Text yourself. Try it out, friends.
I don't like how when you text yourself, though, it like double populates.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't like that.
I get that.
I do text myself like pictures. Like if I'm
Yeah.
trying to open something on my computer and it's on my phone, I guess I could airdrop, but I just feel like airdrop has like a 15% success rate.
Agreed. Sometimes it's way too slow, or things open in weird places.
Yeah.
And that could be user error. I don't know, but it just, just like the record of it, my personal text thread. Sometimes it's like if a link gets texted to me and I need the action step but don't want that thread there, I know I still have the link in my thread.
Okay.
Anyways, advocating for it. We'll revisit it. Text yourselves, build a text thread to yourself, try it out, let me know. Let me know what you think.
Oh my God.
Working on our inner dialogues. Thank you.
Okay. I guess that is one way to do that. That is certainly one way to do that. That's so
Oh my
funny.
goodness.
I'm not going to do that. Okay.
Also, fine agency, I guess. We circle back in 15 years, and like the Clipper, she's like, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long to text myself? You were right. Remember this moment.
I'm having an amazing conversation with myself.
It's a great way to save things, save information. I'll wait. I'll wait 15 years. I'm patient.
The only other person I've ever heard of doing that was my Uber driver one time. We were going to the airport and he was like, I'm going to Seattle for the first. He was an older gentleman. He's like, I'm going to Seattle for the first time. I was like, oh, that's great. And we gave him a bunch of like recommendations for restaurants to go to. And he's like, okay, hold on. Let me just save that. And he opens up a text thread with himself. And he starts texting himself. And I was like, I've never seen anybody do that. But you are now the second person I've seen. So I hope.
Self-texters rise up. Where are you? Don't let me and this Uber driver be alone out here.
All two of you.
Now my dream is that people are going to be like, no, I have a text thread with myself too. We're going to come. We're going to come out of the shadows.
Please let us know if you do this, because now I'm actually curious. Now I really want to know if people do this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
That's funny. Very funny.
So funny. So Sarájanée, I saw something that I thought was so lovely this week that I want us to talk about. And it's called Your Signature. So this comes from a content creator, and I will link her handle below, Kate von Horne. And she posted something about finding your signature. And she says that a signature is anything uniquely you, a behavior, habit, style, or ritual that feels effortless and recognizable. And she talks about how she asked her friends what things, habits, objects they thought were her signature, and it led to some beautiful conversations. So I thought that could be a cute thing for us to do.
I love that.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to start with each other, if you want to do your own first, or...
I think we should do each other's, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to?
I can go first,
Okay.
and we can also what is it,
Trade
off, so
I
we
love
don't
that.
have to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when I was thinking about this question, a signature, I think for you is definitely teal, the color teal, and a very specific shade of teal that whenever I see it, whether it is on an article of clothing or there is a house here that has a garden hose that is the exact shade of teal you love, I always think about you.
I love that. Yes, teal is my favorite color. When you said it, I also started thinking about colors. But for you, I thought of like seafoam / mint. That's definitely a color I associate with you.
Oh, I love that color.
Very pretty, very soothing, subtly like sophisticated, can be a neutral in the right circumstances. Love that.
Yes. I think another signature for you is Earl Grey tea. Yes. Like the smell of it, I think also like the taste of it, the fact that you have it every day as part of your morning ritual. I always think of you when I hear or see Earl Grey tea.
Yes, that reminds me of you and your like black coffee and the trips we've been on, and like, oh, there's a coffee machine and someone will be like, oh, there's no creamer, we'll have to get out. And you're like, no, I don't need it. Black coffee, no chaser, straight. And it's like, whoa, okay, that's amazing. That's incredible.
I will say, I didn't start drinking black coffee until 2019, and the transition from being someone who drinks coffee with cream to black coffee was excruciating.
I love it for you.
It was so, I was like, this is disgusting. I will never be able to drink this. But then...
It's better for you.
Yeah.
I think it, probably keeps things simple, because most places, I feel like you can find coffee, and so you don't have to worry about trying to get the extra accessories. You can just
it does make me feel it does make me feel very sophisticated,
strong, in touch with the earth or nature, maybe. I don't know.
Like the essence of it. I mean, Eric says it makes me look like a coal miner, so there's another perspective.
Not the coal miner's daughter energy, okay. Or the coal miner. There's I don't know.
I'm like, wow.
That's very loving. I love that. I'm thinking of another one for you, and your current earrings reminded me of it too. I always associate you with a beautiful accessory, in particular, dangle earring. Is that what it's called?
Big earrings.
Or just something that's gonna hang a little bit. I feel like that's part of your signature for sure.
Yes, I think so. I always love big earrings. I think for you, cool sneakers, I think, is part of your signature.
I think that's true. It's always something I wanted, and then when I had ankle surgery, was that 2019 as well? Maybe 2018, 2019, and it was okay, I have to let maybe fancy, pretty, high-heeled shoes go. We left them in, y'all remember our outfit throwback, the tall stacking heels. The ankle surgery became a reason to be I'm gonna invest in sneakers. I can do it now. It's for my health, is what I told myself. And maybe a really, really big stretch. Something I associate with both of us is ginger ale.
Oh my God. Listen, that is actually the greatest thing that you have taught me in this world, is the healing power of ginger ale.
It is an elixir. Shout out to my grandmother. Both of them, grandmothers, really. There's nothing that ginger ale cannot cure. Physical, mental, spiritual, emotional anguish, general discomfort, a bad mood. Ginger ale will help you.
So good. It's so good. You know the comedian John Mulaney?
Mm-hmm.
He has this, I don't know if it's from one of his stand-ups or one of his shows, but he has this like minuscule little joke about ginger ale that I just like find so funny. And like, he just goes, ginger ale, it's not just for sick.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And every time I open a ginger ale now, I'm like, ginger ale, it's not just for sick.
Exactly. And I mean, the thing is, if you're in a bind, any ginger ale will do. But let's be honest, it's Canada Dry for me. That is the preference. That is the first choice. It is the way to go. I know that there are like, probably healthier versions that are either sugar-free or like more natural gingers. But I need that connotation going back to like being sick at my grandmother's house and her bringing me a glass of ginger ale. That is part of the healing essence, I believe.
I think
Girl.
that the Seagram's taste different.
Yeah. Is Seagram's a Coke product too?
I don't know.
I feel like it is. And I
I'm
think
not
there's something
sure.
there.
One of the airlines only carries Seagram's ginger ale, and it's quite disappointing to me.
We should look it up. I wonder if it's like Delta. I'm like thinking of Atlanta connections, maybe, like Atlanta,
Okay.
Delta Airlines, Coca-Cola. Anyways,
Yeah. That
That's
that
like
would make sense.
it's a deep dive that nobody needs, but it's what I'm wondering.
Drink ginger ale, guys. Drink ginger ale. If you don't, give it a try and let us know how much it cures what ails you.
And Canada Dry, if you're out there, sponsor us, sponsor me. I promise I have been supporting you. I should probably have had some stock right now. Just a little plug. Hey, Canada Dry, I see what you're doing. Stay consistent.
That would be the dream sponsorship for this podcast. If Canada Dry Ginger Ale would like to sponsor us, just know we will forsake all others.
We seriously will. We could have a whole segment like how did Canada Dry Ginger Ale help you this week?
How?
I love that. I have one more for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Is it about to be mean? Are you?
No, not at all. Never. I don't think. I think a signature for you, of you, is knowing the distance to the closest club.
I knew you were about to say something out of pocket.
If you are a familiar listener and you have ever experienced Griselda knowing, finding, sensing a club nearby, just let us know. Just give us a plug. Give me a +1. I think that's a signature for you. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Okay, I disagree, but I do concede that there is evidence to support your claim. I will say, so yeah, let's tell the story about when we were in Tulum recently. So
Planning to go to the beach, just have a lovely little beach day for my birthday, just sit out, watch the water, let the sun, we were coming from colder climates and we had a beautiful plan, right? We were going to ride over to, I think, like the park area. Anna comes in and is like, hey, y'all, got a little news. Might be hard to get to the park. Our host, was like, actually, what we should probably do is go to the day club, go to the day beach club. That'll be the best place to get to the beach. And it was just so on brand, like, what? How do we get from a quiet beach moment to our only option to see the ocean, you all, is a club? And there's one that's only 10, 15 minutes away, beautiful, ready for us, excellent.
it was so funny because you had already been accusing me of that.
Accusing is accusing the right word.
And I go
Accusing the
out.
right word, describing.
I go out and I'm ready to load into the van and have a quiet beach day. I have my book with me, okay? I have my Kindle, okay? In my bag. I'm ready to breathe next to the ocean. And the host is like, I have some bad news.
Allegedly the host. Or did she tell the host what she wanted to do? We'll never know.
I
Only the
mean-
two of them were there.
He literally said it will cost more to go to the public park than it will to go to the club, the day club, which, as I repeat it, doesn't sound super fathomable.
Huh. Okay.
And I was like, I really have to go in there right now and tell them that instead of our quiet day at the beach, we will instead be going to a beach club.
I just wish you all, I should have taken a photo in that moment, could have seen the face, the like feigned dismay, concern, like, what should we do, you all? But really, through her eyes, there is a smile, like, I'm going to the club. It's up. I get to go to the club today. I'm so
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to say it. It was in your smile, it was in your eyes, it was
Oh
all
my
there.
God. That is so funny. Okay.
True story,
Okay.
facts only.
I hear that. I receive that. I do. Oh my God. We are cutting up on this episode. All right.
It's because that's a reminder. It's Black History Month is almost over. We celebrate Black history, Black people all the time, but that's just a good little plug. We're cutting up today because Black history is beautiful, whatever's happening in the world. That's all.
It
I
is.
don't know. I don't have anything else there. Just wanted to point that out. Oh, I guess by the time this airs, it'll be Women's History Month, so shout out to women too.
Shout out to women.
And the overlap, Black women. Thank you. That's all.
Sarájanée, are there some objects, habits, things that are in your signature that I didn't name?
Journaling. I think journaling has been like, it's a really big piece for me. Journaling, note taking, all of that. Definitely soothing. And I realized recently, like, I mean, in the last few years, it's definitely been a firm habit, but it also, like, I journaled a lot in childhood, and I don't know if it was like teenage, early adulthood where I got away from it. So I feel like that's if not a full circle, like coming back to a habit that's always been important to me. Scheduling things around basketball games and other sporting events. That's a part of my signature. Sorry, friends. If you visit me during tournament season, we will be planning our activities around whatever games are going on.
Okay, but I love that because that recent trip that Eric and I took to Chicago, that's when we really got into basketball.
True.
Is because we watched the finals of
Yeah, South
women's
Carolina
golf.
versus Iowa. Yeah.
That was great.
That was a very
so
exciting
great.
game. That was an exciting game. What about
Very.
you? Did I miss any?
You know, I actually would agree about journaling. And it's so funny that you mentioned that in childhood you journaled and got away from it because that is also true for me. I remember at the Scholastic Book Fair, shout out to the Scholastic Book Fair.
Long may they reign.
Long may they reign. I would not buy books. I would buy journals, which, you know, to my parents was like, why did you go there and buy empty books? We gave you money for books with like words.
Fair
in it.
questions.
I get it. But I love to just like fill up pages with writing. And I think getting back to it in adulthood has been something that's been very healing.
Yeah. For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Great for processing, great for outlets. And I mean, maybe that tracks because we also talked about being big feelings, sometimes sad feelings, girls. So sometimes, like, you just need a place to store them, get them out of the head, even out of the body. Probably
Yeah.
save some lives too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Many lives have been saved.
Get the feeling, get the thought out. And then I'm like, phew, okay, it's over. I'm done. I'm good now.
Right. The I'm good now after you're done journaling about it is unparalleled.
Do you have any like must-haves for a journal or like brand loyalty to a journal type?
Yes. So it has to be a certain size. Like it has to be like the it's like about the size of like a novel, like a standard size novel. I can't write on like traditional lined paper. It has to be graph or the dot graph. And I have to write in a blue pen.
Oh,
A specific, like this specific blue pen that are like,
wow.
yeah. Isn't that interesting?
No, that's very cool. That's
very
very cool.
specific.
I'm similar in terms of like the structure of the journal. Definitely want that same size. I do dot paper, and I actually don't have a specific pen. Like one of my little favorite things, I guess, is changing based on the month. So I'll write like in the same color for a whole month. Often, I think recently it's been these pens, these little pilots, because I like the click. Oh, and it's teal. That's well suited or well timed. But I change colors sometimes. Like if I associate a color with the month, then like that's the color I'll go with. But one color for the whole month is my little jam.
I haven't changed pens in like 10 years. Like I
That
will
is loyalty.
buy like there's something about this specific pen. Like I swear these are like everywhere, right? Like I will buy a box of 30 of these and use it for years. And
Love that.
like only that pen. I can't journal with like any other pen. Like I won't journal if I don't have the pen.
That's easy though. That's like an easy like kind of check in for self. So that's fair.
So that's another signature of mine is this specific pen.
Love that. Love that. And that's probably like there's another benefit of that, or another benefit of that is I feel like if you lose one of those or someone else borrows it, you're probably good to go. Whereas mine, I'm like, who took my pen? I need that color back. You actually can't borrow it. Like, sorry. Because similar, like if I lose that color, then like I'm not journaling, right? I can't switch it, or I probably could, but I don't want to. So like you're setting yourself up for generosity too, which is always a good thing.
Do you have a specific like way that you journal in terms of quantity or time that you spend?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I feel like when I was getting back into journaling, I kind of use like a bullet journaling method. But now I just try to start by going in with like just a couple of lines, whatever's either top of mind or just even what I'm doing today for the day or that in that moment, what's, again, coming up just to kind of get myself going. And then I just will start pouring things out. When I try to have like those it's not really restrictions, but I think they feel restrictive for me, and it'll either be harder to start or harder to like, I'm more focused on meeting whatever the parameter is rather than just getting things out of my mind. So what was my answer to that? Yes and no. I like usually am more of a morning journaler than like an evening, but other than that, I try to let it be free flowing. A friend of mine actually gave me this idea recently where I separate like kind of 3 tabs. So I have like just a things that I need to release or that I'm like maybe ruminating on, and I can just write that line down and kind of get out of my head without feeling like I have to explain or go into more detail. I have a section where I kind of write down some like daydreams or things I'm hoping for, and then kind of gratitude. And then another section that's just when I'm like long-winded and need to get all of the feelings out. And so kind of giving myself some different options or entry points is also working well for me right now. And I get to put like cute little tabs in to mark each section. So love that for me.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm more structured with my journaling. Like I'll say, okay, I want to fill 1 page today, or I want to fill 2 pages. The most I do is 3, but I am very particular in that if I start a page, I have to write until the last line so the page looks full. But yeah, I think that for me, I really love the idea that you split the journaling into different kind of topics and sections. I think I do more of a free writing style, which can sometimes I enjoy, and sometimes I feel like I end up in a similar place of like beating myself up. I'm like, oh, don't love that I ended up here. But you know, I think it's better out than in, right?
Absolutely, in whatever form. One maybe journaling ritual is that I usually try to end with a line that's either, if not like an affirmation, something that I want or hope for, or maybe even a little humorous, like here's to over-the-top reactions, right? Like, here's to internal frustrations or whatever the case is, but usually it's like a bit more positive, like here's to like bouncing back, here's to being a kind voice in our head, those kind of things. And I think that's been a nice like helpful little tradition when I'm journaling too.
Yeah, that sounds like it's really nice. Sometimes I do affirmations, sometimes they feel for me a little bit like woo woo, like
Sure.
You know, I don't quite believe them. But yeah, I love that idea of experimenting with different things.
For sure.
Yeah. And I also love that we both are journalers.
So cute. Me too. No, it makes a lot of sense, I think, for both of our personality types and just the ways that we often find ourselves aligned on things and sharing kind of similar habits or qualities.
Yeah, it's so funny to share that habit or quality because that's such an internal thing, right? Like it's not obviously journaling is not something you do together with some I mean, I guess you could, but like I think for both of us we kind of came to it independently and it's just a practice we both do, which is it's lovely.
I agree. And it's nice to have a friend who understands and supports you wanting to buy like a $25 or $30 journal when some folks would be like, wouldn't a $2 one do? And you're like, it could, but this 1897 version is the exact color that I love, so gonna get it.
1,000%. Like you have to invest in a good journal. Like I've always bought like the moleskin ones, and now I'm really into what is that brand? Lecturnum.
Okay, that's what I used to. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I've never said that out loud, so don't come for me, people. I've only ever said it in my head.
You said it like I hear it, so that's great.
Okay. Have you seen that thing on social media that's like, what's a word you pronounce incorrectly one time and it haunts you for the rest of your life?
The across street, or not even across street, a street in Chicago. Oh my gosh, I'm like afraid to do it because I have said it wrong so much.
Is it Wabash?
Whatever. Wabash. I don't really know. I don't know. We need Aiden. He like thinks I'm clowning him or like trolling him now because I'm like, wait, how do you say it? I really forget because I've like messed it up in my head so much now. I don't know. And Chicagoans like laugh at me and I'm like, no, you all please help.
I don't know how to say it. I've never heard it said out. I've seen it written.
Wabash. I think I say Wabash, but I think it's Wabash.
Wabash?
I think.
Nothing sounds correct.
Okay. Nothing.
Okay. Well, shout out to that street.
Shout out. But Diana Taurasi announced that she's retiring, and I think that is maybe a top card for me, either basketball, women's basketball fans in particular. What a career. Hard to imagine the league without her.
What a career. Kalia Copper also posted a very beautiful tribute to Diana Taurasi, her teammate not only on the Olympics, but on the Phoenix Mercury.
I'm also loving the callbacks of all of the welcome to the league stories that Diana Taurasi gave to other guards in particular, like very physical. And they're all just so casual about it. Like, yeah, I was playing defense. She shot a shot and punched me in the face. And it's like, what? Not okay. But Diana Taurasi was consistent and everybody was fair game. And so you can't deny that. Can't deny that.
Yeah.
It will be. I'm glad she got some of the flowers, I think, last season, which is wonderful and well deserved. And it'll just be a transition. It's like a new vanguard. I think I saw a post that was like, "Wow, Maya Moore, Candace Parker, Sylvia Fowles, and now Diana Taurasi not being in the WNBA is like, wow, it's a new era." So that's exciting, and I'm grateful as a fan to have had time or the opportunity to watch them in college and in the pros, internationally, in the Olympics, so on and so forth, and all the ways that they've like grown the game and expanded the idea of like what women's sports and women athletes, how they can show up, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah, she had such a long career, 20 seasons with the Mercury.
Forever. So long.
Incredible.
Which is also wild to think about when the ways that like this free agency for the W has shaken out and like people just crisscrossing everywhere. Like anybody staying any place for 20 seasons feels so rare. So rare. And probably the end of that era too.
Definitely. I mean, it is going to be so interesting this season in the WNBA after all of the trades that have happened, especially during the Unrivaled season.
Yeah, the trades, but also just the friendships in Unrivaled. I'm very curious to see how people going back to their WNBA team shakes out. And then next season, I think after the new, collective bargaining agreement, and it's going to be wild free agency, I won't be surprised to see some of these like initial Unrivaled connections coming back together.
1,000%. And I do feel like like the conditioning that these athletes are getting in Unrivaled is going to be so interesting to see play out in the regular season games of the WNBA.
For sure. I'll be curious to see how that lands, what that like looks like for
Right.
people, setting us up for eventually an expanded, a longer season.
Yeah.
What else was I thinking? I had a thought. It went right out of my mind.
Are they increasing the number of games for this next WNBA season?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Maybe a couple, because like with the Valkyries coming in, but that's a good question. I can't remember.
right.
Oh, that's not exactly related, but it did remind me. The WNBA is like shouting out Diana Taurasi, but I also feel like they owe that entire class of players an apology. I don't know if you've seen any of the like rookie photos from when they first joined the league.
Yes, yes.
Speaking of like regrettable fashions, like the WNBA owes those athletes an apology for making them dress like business casual. And often they're like in just maybe we'll put a couple up if we can pull them, but
They
like clearly,
Like they're in a JC Penney photo booth.
yes,
Like
everything
it
is so
looks-
big, so tall, oversized. Because like a lot of these women are over 6 feet tall, so not a
Right.
whole lot of options for them. But yeah,
Oh my gosh.
you could just tell it is not aligned with their personalities. Like,
Not.
yeah. Their so point being, there should be an apology. Like, so sorry we made you do that because we thought that people needed to see women in business, professional clothes, to take them serious as athletes and like respect their womanhood while they played sports. I don't know.
It's a wild take. It's a wild way to be.
And another thing, today's players should just be like, thank you so much that y'all carry that so we don't have to deal with that anymore and we can just wear what we want.
Right.
Which is sometimes good and sometimes not, but choice and options matter.
Definitely.
Definitely. Anything else standing out for you or has been in the basketball world this week?
Well, with the trade of Luka to the Lakers, we've been seeing some bestie behavior between him and LeBron.
That should be like a fun series. Like when you and your bestie or a new friend move to the new city and everything starts going well, like the early bestie days. But they definitely have a lot of chemistry, a lot of connections. Love it for them.
They do.
Luka's last game against the Mavs, he went off. I like love that for you. Love that for him rather. Like
They
did him dirty.
They did. It is so weird to see him in the Lakers jersey, but I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad that it seems to be working well. I would love to know how like LeBron and Anthony Davis, like how their friendship is doing, because now they're long distance besties. Like, what's going on, guys? How is it? But yeah, Luka and LeBron it's looking like a fun time.
It
Lakers
is.
fan, looking like as a Miami Heat fan who just watched Jimmy Butler go bye-bye and is sad about that. Happy for Jimmy, but sad about it. It's like the Lakers somehow, some way, they always end up with a good trade that puts them back in contention. They never have to wait too long. Must be nice.
I mean, speaking of Jimmy, he is going off in Golden State.
Yeah.
I love that for him.
I
Oh
do
my
too.
gosh.
I really do. I want him to be happy and be able to play well. Part of me is like, it's a countdown till Draymond gets into it with somebody, possibly him again, and we'll see what happens. Like, maybe that's unfair, but
I'm a big Draymond Green fan.
I know.
He goes off. Like,
he is, what's the word? I think that he is like, someone like polarizing. I feel like you either love Draymond or you do not.
Did you hear him during All-Star Weekend? He was so mad.
He was so upset. He was like, this is stupid. I hate it. I was like, in some ways, that maybe is one of the moments I admire about Draymond, because I would love to talk about my workplace or have like any workplace that I've ever been in, like the freedom, the courage to be like, what y'all are doing is wrong. It's really bad. It's really dumb.
Really bad. He's like, these boys don't deserve to play at All-Star Weekend. Like, sir.
Right. Tell us how you really feel then, Draymond. Like,
Oh my God, it's so funny.
tell us how you feel. But yeah. We'll see. I'm glad it's going well for Jimmy for now.
Shout out to Jimmy.
Any bitterness I feel is just as a Miami Heat fan. It has nothing to do with him. Just I wanted them to work it out. They needed me in the room. They needed me and my like elementary learned peer mediation skills in the room to come to a solution.
They did. They did. You know, I will say, like, as someone who has been looking to buy a Jimmy Butler jersey for a while, I don't like the Golden State jerseys as much as the Heat jerseys.
Yeah, yeah. Miami is like long. They do a really good job with the like special edition jerseys too. The
Oh,
like,
yeah, the Miami Vice
I
one is
love those.
so cute.
I love those. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes. More on sports. We need to do predictions soon. Have you ever filled out a college, or we could do Unrivaled too? You ever filled out like a tournament bracket?
No, I haven't filled one out.
Okay.
Who do you like for Unrivaled? What do you think?
I mean, like the Lunar Owls feel like it's like theirs to lose at this point, but
Sure.
I mean, the Rosa are like also on a little bit of a roll right now, so it could get interesting. It could get interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, those are definitely my top two teams. I think you're absolutely right. Of course, Nafisa Collier is going off and just so good,
Amazing.
so smooth, amazing. But their
good.
first loss was to the Rose, which
They got a lot of talent. They seem to be gelling at the right time. So
yeah. Oh, and
see.
I love seeing Angel Reese come into her own on
yeah,
that team.
yeah, her and Lisa Leslie like locking in and whatever tips or affirmation. I don't know what it is that Lisa Leslie has given to her, but I'm like, oh, this is getting very fun. Like she's reaching next level. So look out.
Do you recall early in the Unrivaled season when Lisa Leslie kept calling the paint the boom boom room?
Only because she's a legend. It's fine.
But like I really think so. She only did that for one game, and then like the literal next game, she didn't say it anymore. I'm like, somebody was like, listen.
You can't do You can't do You can't do it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, shout out to Lisa Leslie.
Right. Oh, she's wonderful. Did you see her clip talking about being passed over for WNBA jobs?
I didn't.
Oh yeah. Basically, she applied for either one or two and roles this last season. Was a final candidate for both, and they went to someone else. She didn't name the teams, but she was like, both of their now coaches are not better than me. And she was like talking about how hard it is for Black women to get and keep WNBA coaching jobs. All true. But then she was like, it's fine. I'm not doing it. Don't call me. I'm not doing it. Like, the league had its chance. And now I'm not taking the rest of you serious. And I'm like, dag, what a loss.
What a loss.
Like, if somebody should get a chance, I know we don't know a lot about her coaching resume, but let's give her a chance.
If anyone should get a chance.
But I do love that attitude of like, nope, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
You had your chance. Get somebody else to do it. Don't call me.
Lose my number.
Right.
We're done.
That is excellent energy.
Excellent.
But yeah, so we'll fill out some brackets. Maybe that's a poll question.
Oh, yeah.
See how it shakes out. Can't think of a contest for us, but I'm excited to see your first brackets for Unrivaled and college basketball. I think that'll be fun.
Yep.
Maybe we should have a little like CBS or some of the apps you can enter them with like a group of people.
Oh. I've never done one of those before. I've never known enough about sports.
I mean, sometimes you can know and watch a lot and still be really wrong, which is usually what happens to me, so it's fine. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a good guessing game. We'll do that.
We'll do that.
All right. Anything else we want to talk about today?
No, I think we've covered it all.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for listening.
If you loved this episode, share it with your long distance bestie. See you next
See you
week.
next week.